Welcome to Trading Lounge and the commodities report for gold, silver and oil. And starting with oil here, no change. We're just still expecting it to, as mentioned before, that heading down to $40, and we're in group 1, 2 and 3 here. So the orders tend to stack up at these whole numbers of $1, $2 and $3 here. So we can just continue to expect this market to bounce around these levels. So then it's retested the 3 now, 43. So we can expect it to have a bounce off the 42 and then work lower and bounce off the 41 and back to the 42 again, and so on. So we are looking for a larger bounce here in wave 4 here. We're still looking for this to move down, and we still expect oil stocks, OSH, WPL, all those Woodside, all those to continue moving down. It's the gold and the silver that are the main sort of interest here. Starting with silver here. We'll use the gold chart as an example, but we've been looking at an A and a B and a C wave up through to here. Now, with all trends, there's a beginning, there's a middle and an end, and we've got the beginning process here. We've got the strong process in the middle here, which is the middle, and then we've got the ending area here. So, in a nutshell, we know we are close to the end and a top in place, either one of these tops here or one more top here. The general idea for this market is to wait till the medium level here, the 15 here, is the resistance, and to short from that point, or we would see a move down into the 1500, and then we're 15, and then we'd see a bounce back here anyway, and this bounce being corrective, then we can short it from. There'll still be another bounce here too, working lower through there. So that's what we're sort of looking for here, unless we can get a bit of clarity on the gold market. And with the gold market here, I just really want to work this top idea. So we've been working up, and and it's possible that that a top is in place. And the reason for that is because we've got wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. We have a 5-wave sequence here. So after an ABC correction, we'll get another 5 waves here. We need to be careful we don't get trapped that all of this is just a 4th wave. So in the first instance, this here can be wave 4, and we can have this as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here as wave 4. So that's a real possibility, and we've got 5 waves here, which we can call wave C if we like, but we can also call it wave 1 as well. So as long as it stays above this particular level here, then it's quite viable for it to push up with this as a wave 4. So up for 1 here, back for 2 here, and then moving up through there. That's highly possible, okay? So we can't rule that out, but at the same time, we need to work the short count. So we need to know at what point we can actually do that. So first of all, bear this one in mind here. So the second count would be simply having the top in play here, and would be looking at this as wave 1 to the downside, and wave B here, and of course wave C over here, and we can call this wave 2 here. So this gives us a bearish count to the downside. So we've got 2 valid counts, one bullish and one bearish. It's as simple as that. So I've given a little bit of thought, and I think that one of the sort of simplest things that we could consider is this number here, because halfway between 20 and 10 is the 15 here. So it sort of acts as support here, doesn't it? So if it became the resistance here, then, once you got yourself, if it breaks below it, and it might pop back above it and all the rest of it, but as soon as you got yourself a reference point below it, that's the price point. Well, 1 point lower than that particular low there would be the catalyst for the entry in here as such. So yeah, that's about the sort of simplest I can sort of line it out at this stage. Yeah, I mean, if it gets support on this level here, then you can expect to go up to the 130 at that stage. In fact, what would happen if you get support on the 20 here, we would look at this as being wave 1 here, wave 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. So the 120 and the 15, if this market interests you, those two, as one as support, one as resistance here, will dictate what the next direction is going to be out of this. And you know, it's a bit tricky to count all of this up here, and I've turned it upside down and inside out and so on. And there's just too many variations. There's even variations on a bullish count here, which I can show you here on the hourly chart here. Now, it's a bit of a long shot, but you know, you've got to look at everything, you know. So this particular low down here that we've had, you know, that counts quite nicely as an impulse wave up here. This one counts quite nicely as an impulse wave. This one's 5 waves as well here. So we've got these series of wave 1s and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then we've got 5 little waves in here for 1, back for 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th here. So this does sit quite nicely as a 4th wave through here. You know, in this case here, if we were wrong, then we could see that, you know, well, in a bullish case, this would be up for 1 and back for 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5. And, you know, I could mark that just as the 3rd wave here and still climbing higher from that. But if this trend line here became the resistance, and it's got significance, it's got these lows here, then lifted up and popped on here, and obviously we've seen it react from here, we've seen it vibrate across here, and we've seen it support on here. So really, you know, if this became the resistance here, then it would be down from that point there as well. Well, in fact, any low below here would be sufficient for that anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, just shooting the breeze a little bit on this. But anyway, reverting it back to, as I said before, this number here, the 20 and the 15 is about, you know, it was about the best we're going to get it at this stage, unless you can pull a rabbit out of the hat. And if so, let me know. But alrighty, cheers.